Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently 6:23 a.m. Monday, July 13. We're just loading up the charts here. CHF, JPY. We're still waiting on this pullback. It's back to this area of interest, which we got, and then we had that shift on the lower time frame. We didn't end up catching an entry. This 1 hour pullback wasn't sufficient enough for me. 80 NZD. We were waiting on just that counter trend for a deeper pullback into the area of interest, which we never got. It was a nice, clean morning star shift of structure. Euro USD, we're just above the area of interest, looking for that continuation to the downside. We have been just consolidating at this zone for the last couple of days, or at least like 3 weeks. So hopefully we just have that closure out underneath, pull back, and then we have that continuation. Euro AUD, same thing, just close underneath, shift into that area of interest. GBP NZD, we didn't have that pullback, it was just a continuation to the downside. USD CAD, had a nice shift underneath that area of interest, but it was a nice morning star right here. Possibly could have entered on a 30-minute. And then lastly, GBP USD, we're just waiting. But from the way it looks now, it might be bearish. So closure underneath and continuation. But yeah, so far a lot of the pairs are just moving slow. Ideally, I'm still looking at Euro AUD just for that closure underneath and that entry. Alrighty then, I'll see you all in tomorrow's update. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's currently 6:32 a.m. Tuesday, July 14. Currently, as we can see, we ended up missing on the 4 hours. We can see we had that pullback on CHF JPY, but we couldn't just get that entry. As we see on the 1 hour, there was nothing really clean. Even on the 30-minute or 15-minute for me, potentially there was something here, just that morning star on the 15-minute, could put our entry stop loss above, but we ended up missing this position. Let's see, AUD NZD, we were anticipating that deeper pullback to the area of interest shift continuation. We ended up just having it underneath the area of interest, which we probably should have just taken this trade on the 2 hour. It was nice, but this was right away on market open on Sunday, so we ended up missing that as well. As we can see, Euro USD, we are still in that downtrend. We're just consolidating though a little bit at this area of interest, but we're just waiting for that shift, which we have right here. We had this lower low, lower high, lower low, possibility of a lower high continuation. Euro AUD, we're just waiting for a closure underneath this line right here. So this would be considered then the new lower low, and then pull back underneath for that continuation to the downside, which we have gotten. But I want to see that confirmation on the daily as well. But alrighty, as we can see, like I was saying, we're just waiting for that closure underneath this line on the daily time frame, so that we can make sure we're in that direction. GBP NZD, we never had a great pullback. We just had a continuation, which is not bad, but we were really looking to get into a move or a position on this trade. USD CAD, we ended up missing this as well. We had that pullback underneath the area of interest, then we had that shift, so it's unfortunate, but what are we going to do? There was a nice 30-minute engulfing right here, 1 a.m. yesterday. We ended up missing. It would have been a nice, let's see, if we were to get in the position, potentially 1 to 6 RR. I know this is a tight stop loss, but even then, it's above where the new higher high would be, or higher low. So maybe 1 to 4 if we were being, because this would have only been, what, a day? Not even. So it's okay. Let's see, GBP USD. We're still creeping back up. We're waiting on that shift. So potentially this has the possibility later this week, unless we look for a down, a sell position as we had this shift pull back. So we'll just have to play it by ear to see what's going on. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's currently Wednesday, July 15, 6:35 a.m. As we can see, we had CHF JPY in the charts. We had some probably news come out yesterday on this 1 hour candlestick, but we're just looking for this shift and closure above, because now we had that shift to structure, left head, right shoulder potentially to the upside. AUD NZD, we're still consolidating down here at this lower area. This potentially is an area of interest, because we have 1, 2, 3 touches. Euro USD, it's still consolidating at this area. Nothing major is happening. Euro AUD, we did end up getting that closure underneath, and we did miss the entry, which is unfortunate. But we had a nice bearish engulfing candle here. Then we had another morning star here. So if we were to enter here, put our stop loss above, currently we would be up 1 to 2, which is not bad at all. But it's unfortunate that we missed it, because we were looking to get a position on this. GBP NZD never had that retest. USD CAD missed the entry completely. We had that nice shift, right, pullback, which we were expecting, and then just that continuation, which is unfortunate. GBP USD, we're still waiting. Potentially, if we close above here and we tap above the area of interest, then we'll look for entry. So we'll set an alarm for above the area of interest. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It's unfortunate we've missed potentially 2 to 3 trades, each trade for 3RR, but you know, you just gotta be better, I guess, each and every day. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's currently Thursday, July 16, 6:01 a.m. Currently on the charts, we got CHF JPY. We have broken above that area of interest, as you can see, and we're getting that pullback. So we're just waiting on that shift of structure so we can potentially take that buy position. AUD, NZD, we are currently still making lower highs and lower lows. Potentially next week we could see this as the left head, and then we could have a break above right shoulder, and we could have another continuation to the upside. Euro USD, we're just consolidating at this area of interest, and we did have a push to the upside, so potentially if we have this tap back above, we could look for buys. Euro AUD, we closed underneath, and we are still continuing to go down. We did end up missing the entry, but we had a nice clean bearish engulfing right here, where we had our take profits set, and we could have been up currently, if we did enter this position, we could have been up about 1 to 4. At most, we could have closed at the 1 to 2. GBP NZD never had that pullback, but we did have this strong area of interest right here, and we did see a massive massive reaction from price at this key area of interest. So if we do break underneath this week, we could see a potential entry to continue going to the downside. USD CAD, it was a nice trade that we ended up missing. We had that shift pullback, and we had this entry potentially right here. We could have gotten. It's unfortunate. We always just seem to miss the entries, but we're calling the direction. Same thing here with GBP USD. We had a nice shift of structure. All right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. And we had that just massive move. We could have entered on that 1 hour engulfing right here. But it's just unfortunate we keep on missing. Next week, I'm already seeing some potentially some good setups. So we'll just have to come back next week and see and what we can do. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow on tomorrow's update. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's currently 5:49 a.m. Friday, July 17. Currently on the charts, we got CHFJPY. We were anticipating this pullback to the area of interest shift of structure, which we are getting. And we are retesting above this area of interest right now. So hopefully next week we might have a potential entry on this position. AUD NZD just continuing going to the downside after we missed this entry on Sunday. Euro USD still just consolidating at this area, really no movement. We're still waiting for it to touch this alarm to confirm that we are still in that downtrend, but as of yet we have nothing. Euro AUD, it kind of just pulled back to break even if we were to enter this position, but we never got an opportunity to. GBP NZD, we were anticipating this pullback, which we never got. USD CAD, we completely missed. Almost 8 RR, which is unfortunate. But we had a nice 4-hour engulfing on Sunday and Morningstar, so it's unfortunate we missed this. This would have been one of the best entries for the week, which we ended up missing. And GBP USD, same thing. We had a nice Morningstar shift of structure pullback that could have potentially led to the entry, and this was about a 3 RR trade. So it's unfortunate, but that's the reality. What are we going to do? Next week, we're going to come back, continue building good habits, staying up later, waking up earlier, trying to make sure that we set the alarms correctly. Our area of interest are at the right levels. But yeah, ultimately it comes down to me as an individual, just making sure that I'm mentally prepared as well, because this is really mentally taxing, with all the other stuff I have going on throughout the day, just to sit down at 2 a.m. 3 a.m. Make sure everything's correct and then still execute with a strong mentality is very tough, but we'll get there. So all right, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's update. Probably will be dropping that around 3 o'clock for the markets I'm looking ahead for the week, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.